These close together like this. Oh, oh, they startled me. Hello everyone, Thoranx is here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky, where we're about to leave the only continent on Toxiciana and depart for the next planet in this system. Quite an interesting planet we had in the previous episode, as you can see. This landmass here, while not even incredibly large, is probably the only landmass on the planet, and it looks more like an island chain, whereas if you head away from the South Pole, you get almost an endless sort of ocean with little island chains. I guess we're still kind of in the South Hemisphere. Maybe the landmass creeps up one side of the planet a little more than we thought. It doesn't much matter. Mostly ocean, lots of islands, but that was last time, and this time is this time, and this time we're going to... this one perhaps? A flourishing planet with some interesting colors. I can see what I'm going to assume is purple flora on the terrain. And on the day side of the Terminator, a sort of teal seafoam ocean experience. The cloud cover on this planet is pretty significant. I mean, just look at that cloud cover, right? That's the default filter? What? Sure, we'll get a shot of this cloud formation, and then we'll head down there and we'll see if it actually matches what's going on. That is some purple terrain. Ooh. Oh, fun. With this sort of golden trees and golden clouds, I accept these terms. Let's put the ship down. Oh. Sweltering damp. Whoa! We already have underground creatures. Look at them go. Oh, some eyeball stalks. We've seen these intricate little fellows before. Oh, here we go, here we go. A couple of large birds. Wow, we dropped right down into a hotspot of fauna. Okay, now, I'm over this. Thank you. We lost the burrowers. Here they are. Yeah, look at that. It's like running away from us. Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy, put some more. Unfortunately, we can't sort of scan them down through the ground. I've lost them again. No. Here they are. Oh, they jump for such a short... There it is. How peculiar. Found primarily on the grassy plains of this planet without a centralized nervous system, these are creatures of pure instinct, Pure reaction. Highly specialized sense organs allow them to dig through the fecal deposits of other creatures, sniffing out and consuming the nutrients within. Scared of mirrors. How peculiar. I guess if it's digging through the ground, it would make it easier to handle. Oh, we stayed in our menu for a bit too long there. Well, I'm thinking I do want these. I do want these floating crystals. These glowing minerals are actually fairly handy now. I don't think I necessarily have much to give to the night side. I like the hills. The overcast sky is fairly interesting. We've only really seen this sort of, you know, thick cloud cover on another planet previously. Look at these little flowers. Quite a few different types of trees. This tree seems massive. Formed by a localized black hole. I don't know what to make of that. Whenever we find a rock that's formed by a localized black hole, seems oddly specific to me. Okay, well, interestingly enough, there is another floating crystal here. And then I dare say we're going to want more sunlight. And then look at this thing. It's just like standing perfectly still. Whoa. Hello there. How bizarre. You know what? I think we should chase the sun a little bit on this one. Let's go for... You know what? We should have gone to the ancient ruins off planet. I wonder if they're going to let us scan for another one. Oh! Fairly close by. Very close by. And it's another ancient plaque, which... Again, that means we get some lore with it. Oh, right here. Okay, yeah, let's do it. I hear the distant voices of the Korvax entities who once worshipped here. As they whisper, words written in my own language glow faintly on the monument. The echoes want to be heard. The first spawn could not control the outer edges of their vast empire. The cult of the Atlas grew. It taught of harmony through insignificance. Minds that knew only war began to question. Greed and ambition yielded to reason. The Gek floundered. The first spawn became conflicted and divided. You know, let's just stick with the language for now. Interesting how a Korvax monument was giving us some lessons about the Gek for when they were enslaved by the first spawn. What a fun little thing watching these creatures dance around through the terrain. And there's quite a few of them. They appear to be circling me like some dolphins playing with a ship. Look at this. That's... wow. Wow. Yeah, there's quite a few of them here now. The terrain here is fairly reasonable. You know what? I'm ready to go back to the day side. This night side is interesting, but, you know, it's this dark nebula, and the way everything kind of looks blue. I'm sure it's for somebody. Just not so much for me. And of course, now we're going to get a superheated rainstorm. And as I was informed, a storm on one planet means a storm on all planets. Very interesting. There we go. It's just a superheated rainstorm, that's all. Alright, let's punch down through the weather. Boom. And here we have it. It has a tropical feel with the flora here. What I'm not seeing are like dense forests. Soil recycling is its nutrient source. I would like to see like a jungle sort of forest. When you have these different height trees, you could get sort of like a multiple canopy situation going on. The improved jetpack during the storm is a lot of fun. We're just floating along. Alright. The weather registers as a sweltering damp. That area looks relatively grown up a bit. Looking for like a valley with like a dense forest. That looks like some trees. Tree cover here though, I would say is not dense. Not like the clouds. But look at this. You have this... Yeah, see, this is what I wish... on a more significant level, because you have these trees that are leafy down low, right? And then you have these mid-sized ones, and then you have these that stretch leaves all the way up, and then you have some really tall ones. Yeah, if the flora was a little denser, you could get very significant jungle feeling. But that, I would say, is an image. There's something about the colors. I am a fan of the colors. I feel like we've seen quite a few of these planets with like golden grass and purple trees and a lavender sky, and this is just a confrontingly inverted version of that. See, like this, little areas like this, if you could have a large patch of this, like imagine how this would feel if this just stretched on and on. Even though it's not totally thick enough to cover you like a canopy, but just with the shrubs and the grass and then even these, yeah. But instead, they're just like dotted little tree piles over just vast, endless terrain. I think we can always stop and get some nanites. Learn some new Korvax words. I do like the tall grass. This looks kind of... This looks like a bit of a dense foliage area. Even with these little meadows, I don't mind. I like the tall trees. Not like the ones that are massive that look like skyscrapers. Because they're never close enough together to give you a canopy. But these trees here, yeah. Look how thick this brush seems. Like, if this went on and on, you'd almost wonder, you'd be like, are we ever going to get out of it? No, this is good, yeah. A little bit like a forest here. No, just that little patch. Alright, I know now what we need. We need to do some low flying. Low enough and slow enough that we can visualize all the trees. See if we can find any actual forests. All these little patches of woods, they're just not doing it for me. I think this planet has some real potential if we can find a little bit. No. I mean, again. Oh, wait. Oh, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good over there. Okay, so we're getting into areas that have thicker growth for sure. That looks really good here. Let's settle this down. Oh yeah. See what I'm talking about, though? Like, with these three trees close together like this. Oh, they startled me. I gotta say, okay, I'm starting to warm up to this planet more, so I think that finding the forests to give you the feel that I'm looking for, they exist. You just have to look for them, right? Because this feels pretty wooded here. So again, it sort of leans on the fact that I think there are sub-biomes in each planet now. Because this is decidedly more flora on this section than other sections. And look at these Ouch! That's unacceptable. And look at these trees. They're like just the right height to be large, impressive trees without feeling like they're some sort of structure. And the eyeball stalks. We'll learn a few new words of the Korvax language. Yes. There's something about this water. I can't tell if it makes it... It's almost like it offsets some of the bizarre nature of the sky color. Oof, it's very clear. Okay. Lots of fish in this little freshwater pond here. I guess it's big enough to be a lake. It's not that large. You know what? Rare ground found in the north, rare ground mostly nocturnal, rare underwater. Okay. So we want to go in the north. And we definitely need to see some deep ocean. I can't leave these Korvax language knowledge stones sitting on the table. I think with as clear as the ocean is, and how you get these neat light ray effects with the clouds on the surface, and the potential to find these forests, I think this planet has some value as far as being an interesting planet. I think it does. Let's continue to the north and see if we can find this creature that's most commonly found in the north. Okay, survey says we're still heading north. We want to keep going until it shows south in front of us. Alright, I think we're fairly close to the north side, given that it just whipped right past us. Okay. We are effectively talking about the northernmost point on the planet being right here. Yep, this is it. Pretty much the only way to go from here is south. Alright, already seeing one creature. Whoa. What? Oh, yeah! Look at this! Now that I accept those terms. That is pretty cool. But they're just all over the place. Okay, well, is that the one that's nocturnal? Okay, it is. So that's not the one found in the north. But that is pretty darn awesome. You don't have an associated food, do you? I mean, you have a diet, but not like a bait type. I didn't necessarily think that, you know, we would ride them. But I was curious what sort of harvesting we could do from the eye stalks. Yep, and here come more of the underground jumping collections of bones and vertebrae. A lot of knowledge stones we're finding. Which I, of course, am good with that. Oh, aha, haha, there it is. We found it. Highly intelligent, eats mordite roots. Alright, I guess we can scan some of these minerals as well. Yeah, oh, look at this thing. Okay, well, it doesn't want anything to do with me. It almost seems like, as long as you're focused on it, finding the fauna is a little more easy now. So that mineral said it was made by animal deposits, and that one's a meteorite impact. They look very similar. Oof, A-class movement module. Yes, please. I think we'll hold on to the living slime. That's okay. Oh, yes, nanites. So I think that's it. I think the final creature awaits us in the ocean. So let's go find a nice day side of the ocean and do some underwater exploration. I think with a little diligence, you can very quickly and easily kind of check all the boxes on a planet you're looking to figure out. Except if we don't make our way over to the ocean, all we'll have is a lot of speculation about what the ocean is like from a little tiny lake, and that doesn't tell us nothing. It tells us nothing at all. Look at this cloud cover. Okay, it looks like this island here... Oh no. No, this is an atoll. Island. It seems like the water might be a little deep over here. Just a little bit. Oh, how interesting. Some sort of caldera? Flattened through erosion? No, that's too flat for... Oh. You could make this into like a swimming pool. Oh, and it's so clear. No, we've got to get out into the ocean proper. As neat as the swimming pool is. Alright, we knew there was a hotkey. We just had to hit it. Okay, well, it doesn't look that clear now. But it did in the lake, and it did in the swimming pool. How interesting. I wonder if there's truly different sediment levels in the salt versus fresh water? Surely not, and that's just my own speculation. Let's learn what we can about this type of plant life. Buried nitrogen, has unripe fruit. We've seen some of this on the planet we just left, Toxiciana. And this is a different strain. Nutrient source is theft. Abyssal horror. Significant depth abounds in this ocean. Not really sheer cliffs, but just overall general depth. Yeah. We found them, and I'm going to scan them really quick, and then we'll be done with it. Whoa, there's like 4 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's more in the background there. You can see them. There's quite a few. They must hunt in packs. Oh yeah. Our featured aquatic predator. I would love to look at the entry from the safety of my sub, and we'll take those 500 nanites, yeah. Oh, see, this is the best way to do it. We just get all the fauna on every planet, of course. First recorded on this planet, where this creature frolics in the water off its calm and sheltered seas. Their lives are short, and these saltwater fish spend their days in a desperate swim to find a willing mate. Scavengers, they feed upon the soft downward drift of plankton. If I had to guess, I'd say they're definitely not just feeding on the soft downward drift of plankton, but they are feeding on fish. Okay? Let the record show, Your Honor. That's a freaking carnivore. But even still, the water is relatively clear. It's very green, it's very full of life, rich biodiversity. This planet could be a candidate for the next top 10, possibly. I don't know. It depends on what other sort of very interesting planets we have yet to locate. But do keep in mind, if you're watching this series, you're a fan of the series, feel free to vote with your comments. Anytime you see a planet that you feel like absolutely just should be featured in the next tourist top 10 of our system over here. As your comments may help me determine which ones make the cut. At first glance, it might be easy just to write this ocean off, but I have to say, as like being bland, but I have to say, it's well done. I rather like it. A very consistent depth everywhere. Coupled with these. Oh, look at that. There was fish flopping around on the surface. How specific? With this kind of ocean depth, I'm sure we can find ourselves... No drowned starship. Okay. Well, that's just as well. I think we've seen enough. These oceans are relatively flat. They have a couple outcroppings, but they're mostly just, you know, 40 units deep with these caldera-type islands out in the middle of the ocean. Lots of fun there. It's like your own personal swimming pool waiting to happen, right? So you don't get any of that beautiful jungle. I think we'll have to press on to the next planet in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you've had a good time watching, because, as always, I've had a good time playing. Until next time, take care.